Alright, in 12.1 we're looking at linear equations. So first thing, something called a linear regression. This is the process of fitting the best fit line to some type of data. So the line that would best fit your data, that's called linear regression. Now if y'all remember from college algebra, linear, that's really just a straight line. Okay, it looks something like this right here. It's just a straight line. Okay, that's a graph of a linear equation. Okay, so the same thing back in college algebra. The formula for a straight line, or the equation for a straight line, is this right here. Y is equal to a plus bx, where in college algebra we used mx plus b, okay, where m was the slope and b was the y-intercept. Okay, well now with y equal a plus bx, not only did they switch them, but now b is the slope and a is the y-intercept. So this is the y-intercept, and this b right here is actually the slope. Whatever number is in front of your x, that's going to be your slope. Whatever number is by itself, that's your y-intercept. Okay, so your a and your b are just going to be numbers. Okay, so you've got two variables on your linear equation with one independent variable. Okay, so if y'all remember, if we looked at college algebra, we said that y was always the dependent variable and x was always the independent variable. Okay, so this says that the graph of a linear equation of the form y equals a plus bx, that's just a straight line. Okay, any line that is not vertical can be described by this equation. Okay, so x is the independent variable, y is the dependent variable. So same thing as what you learned in college algebra. Y is still your dependent variable and x is still your independent variable. Okay, so we said earlier that b is now the slope. Whatever number is in front of the x, that's the slope. Y, or a, is the y-intercept. Whatever number is all by itself without a variable, that's the y-intercept. Okay, a slope is a number that shows the steepness of a line. Your y-intercept always has the coordinate of 0 and then a. So whatever number a is, you would just put that right here. But this would always be 0. So it's really just the line that crosses the y-axis. So if this was, here's our y-axis, here's our x-axis. If we had a linear equation like this right here, at this point right here, that's where your line crosses the y-axis, which means that x will always be 0 anywhere on this line. Okay, that's why this is always 0, because that's your x first and then your y. Okay, so this one has a positive slope. This one has no slope. And this one has a negative slope. And that's it for section 12.1.